Gonna make a key for this cabinet lock. I don't have the key. If we wanted to, we could look up that code right there, 016, on a code program. But when I do that, it brings up too many possibilities, so I'm not gonna waste my time doing that, and I'll just use these Lishi cutters to cut a key. First thing we need to do is identify the key that goes to this lock. This is a Y11. This is a pretty generic key that'll fit most cam locks like this. And a way we can verify if this is the right key is if we stick the key in. It fits, right? The key fits. Shoulder here touches the lock, which is good. If we look down inside, you can see that it's perfect. This will be the right key. So it looks like this key is pretty close already. If you can see this first cut here, it's already flush. It's probably a 1 cut or a 0. This one, number 2 has to be cut. Number 3 has to be cut. This one looks like we don't need to do anything. And then this last wafer. Alright, take the key out. First thing we're going to do is remove this first wafer. Hopefully we don't knock the spring out, but actually this first one we're going to leave alone. This is going to be the second one. Just going to pop the wafer out. Hopefully the spring doesn't fall out. It's there. I'm going to put the wafer aside. Now what we'll do, insert the blank. And we will touch it with a marker, black marker, in that hole right there where the wafer would sit, so that way we got our spacing. That looks about right. Take out the key, put the wafer back in. I like to take something hard like this pick and just kind of push it to pop it in place. So now I'll take my Lishi cutter and we're gonna chomp.
I sent a screenshot not that long ago.
Let me see, it's about right there. And then we'll go ahead and cut it. Let me see. All right, we'll go ahead and fit it to the lock and see what it does. It's pretty flush. We look at the bottom. They look almost really good. It should turn smooth in the lock. So now we're gonna do the same thing. I don't know if you can tell, but this third one was identical to that second cut. And we can come back after and file that down just a hair if we want to, or just to clean it up. So now we'll do the same thing again. Gonna just go ahead and remove the wafer from the third position. Hopefully that spring doesn't come out. It's fine. I'll insert the key. I'm gonna go ahead and mark with the marker the gap, that hole where the wafer would sit. And I'll go ahead and put the wafer back in. And just kind of popped in place. So we can see we have that black mark. Focus. Right there. Right there. So I'll take the Lishi cutter. And hopefully we can cut it to the same depth. Looks like a little bit more. Maybe we can just widen it a little. Let's see. I'm gonna widen it just a hair because it looks like when I wiggled it, it dropped in there. So I'm just gonna it's pretty close. Might just knock it down a hair more. Could even use a file like that I had it here. Might even widen it just a tad there. Let's zoom out for you guys. Did chomp off a little bit and I widened it, so let's see what that does. That looks pretty good. Looks like number 4 is good to go. 1, 2, 3, and 4 is already cut also. That looks pretty close to me. So then the last one we gotta deal with is this last 5th one. And I'm gonna file that down a little bit afterwards. Alright, same thing, we're just gonna pull that last wafer out. And keep that spring in there. Put the key blank in. And I'm going to mark it. You can probably even use white out or something if black is hard to see. Okay, remove the key, put the wafer back in. Just kind of push this guy in. Yep. You can see that last black mark there. But I'll this is hard to Lishi. Okay. Yeah, let's see what that does. Let me knock this tooth off. Let's see what that does. That looks pretty good. We could probably get away with that. It's pretty flush to me. But I think I'm just gonna touch it up with a file just to kind of smoothen it out just a hair. Key pulls out pretty good. Goes in pretty good, pulls out pretty good. So I'm just gonna file it down to just kind of get rid of that rugged edges there. And I'll be right back there. All right, so I got the file. Just kind of smooth it out by filing it. And that's what makes the key stick, is when you have those teeth. They're called houndstooth. That's what we call them. Or called canyoning. See that or not? I'm just gonna kind of touch it up a little. Filing it off camera here, it's easier. We're not really knocking anything off, we're just trimming it up a little. That way the key inserts more smoothly. Kind of put it in like that. You can see that or tell, but the key goes in a lot smoother now. You can see it also, I knocked down those teeth, those high teeth, like the high teeth like that. If they go up canyons, they'll make the key get stuck. So it's pretty smooth. All right, we'll go ahead and put this back in the lock and we'll test it out. Installed.